Good morning everybody, it's Denise here, Denise Junk Journals UK. Thank you so much for joining me. It's lovely to have you here. It's lovely to be here. And yeah, I'm just popping on today to do a quick make of some bases, some tag bases. As you know, I need 10 or only 10, as Carol said to me in the comments, tags for the journal that I'm working on. So I thought if I made quite a few, kind of sort of mass make-ish tags with these pieces that I've got, a piece of paper sitting around, collage them and just leave them, you know, without any centerpiece or whatever you're on, then I can trim them down, I can cut them lengthwise, make them fit where I need them, and then put a centerpiece or, you know, some kind of embellishment on them. So I must remember to do it on the white side, because the other side, that one's white both sides, it's these really, yeah, the other side's nice enough. We've got kind of a creamer champagne-y colour, nice enough for journaling on, and the green will be fine. So yeah, all I've brought along is some one page of very busy music paper, a page of that lovely book, that typed up book that I like, 3 beautiful papers from a section that Tanya sent me that I'm really enjoying using. I've used quite a few already. A couple of book pages of my French Reader's Digest, a piece of embossed card stroke paper, and these are just from a few I grabbed out of the scrap box. So that's a William Morris, but it's got a shiny back, but it's nice thick paper. A couple of those that have got bits already in the journal, I think. These are Victoria Designs, and then yeah, just a few little pieces that caught my eye. I don't want to make them little tiny scrappy collaged pieces because of the size of the tag. So I've got my glue book. Now I have got my glue stick here, but I think I'm going to use this Beacon 3-in-1. Yeah, pretty sure that's what I'm going to use, because I've now got my Fabri-Tac. My new Fabri-Tac's arrived, so yeah, it will wet it, but it is quite thick. This is definitely, anyway, thickish card, and yeah, it's going to have plenty of time to dry out. Just don't know if I have to put something on my desk or not. No, I mean, it's nearly had it, this. I really must replace it. It is only like tablecloth, but it won't clean up anymore. It's a bit manky. So I'll start with this and then I'll see. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm thinking sort of collage, but I don't know. We'll see how it ends up, shall we? Just one of those let's get the stuff out and play kind of. Right, I've got my trolley next to my drawers and I can't open them wide enough to get in. Come out, and I want my ruler. Oh, I managed it. So I want some of those white edges off those book pages, and if I rip them they'll go all over the place, won't they? So I'm not looking for particularly square, but I think on the smaller spaces that I'm filling, some straighter edges will, you know, help it not be quite so busy. I'm going to take that one down there, because yeah, I might use that with the white on top, with it being a title rather than waste it all. So I've got a bit of that. Let's have a bit of everything ready to use. So again, I do like this edge for some things, but not for this. Oh, although the other side is fine. So just take a bit off the bottom and then take a chunk. So I've got some smaller manageable pieces close at hand. I think that's the thing. That's my glue book. So I'll keep all my coloured pieces in a pile, and then all my texty, all of them, all 3 of them, type pieces. Oops, come on. There we go. And I can move some of the junk out the way. When you're working on a smaller piece, it is nice if I can manage it. Just have a little bit of space. Otherwise you can't get an idea, or I can't get an idea. I've got a piece of that here, look. You know, what it's going to look like. So I'm thinking I probably want some music the other way now I've done that. So let's, yeah, it's a very old, brittle kind of, doesn't look it because it's a fairly light paper, but it is an old brittle paper, so perfect for collaging. Not very good as a page. Oh, those fancy little, not sure what they mean. Oh look, it's under them all. Maybe it's just a fancy asterisk, and it looks like LED LED. I don't know what that means. Okay, so that might do too, might it? The thing is, I have to be aware that I'm going to, you know, very lightly cut them down to make them fit. So let's give this a go then. Oh, it's bigger than it needs to be, so give me something to hold on at the top maybe. Now, the only trouble with this glue is I might not be able to see where I'm putting it because it's clear and I've got my light on. Yeah, well, I'll start out using it and then see. I really don't trust that glue stick, which is a shame because I've still got about 6 of them in my drawer. So I'll put it on things that I'm going to Mod Podge on the top or sew or something like that. Oh. I don't know how I kept hold of that, but I did. So yeah, I won't go quite to the edges because at the very least the edges will be inked. Just take that off there. So I've been out for my my daily coffee and cake with Neil. It's just become it's become one of those things we do on his days off all the time. Let's use some of these little bits up first. Like the black and white one. See, I'm just drawn to the bigger pieces. That would be nice over the top. Maybe if I put the black and white there. Yes, that will just about go over. So I said not too eclectic, didn't I? But, you know, these smaller pieces want using up, so. I think if I do a couple where it's just got 3 pieces on and then a few more. We need a few more than a couple. But yeah, if I do some with smaller pieces on and some with just 3 larger pieces, I should have a good mix, a good choice then. I mean, you could just cover a tag with music paper entirely and then cut it to size and then just, you know, put your, whatever your embellishment is going to be. I'm just looking for a cloth. It's one thing I didn't think about. Here we go. You know, then put your embellishment and maybe a label or something like that on it. You know, and you've got a tag, so I might do that at the end when I've done a few and I'm like, do I like the square corner on that? Oh, it's just about going to be hidden anyway. Could come down a little bit with it and then that over it. Yeah, that's better. So I'll come right down there with that one. Oh, this is fun. I haven't done this for ages. A little bit of small collaging. Obviously I do the big master boards, although I don't know that I've done one of those for a while, to be honest, but you do have to think a little bit more about it, or I do, the smaller pieces, but this, so far, quite enjoyable. I haven't even finished one yet, have I? But you know, I'm enjoying myself. So yeah, Neil's been doing a little bit of painting. He's now having a rest downstairs. Oh, that bit's nice as well, but I'm going with this one. So it's William Morris paper, that, but it's one of Nanine and Tanya's collab papers from one of the kits. They're getting so many now that, yeah, unless it's really obviously to do with the name of the kit, I struggle to remember which papers from which. I know they're papers, so that's something, isn't it? Yep, I like that. So yeah, maybe this month I'll treat myself, if I think about it, to a new piece of table tablecloth for my desk. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that's quite full on, but I like it. Again, it might be cut down in half. It might be a lot thinner. So let's try, I'm working on the cream ones. Let's try one with just 3 pieces. So I'm thinking a piece of this lovely paper kind of down, fully down one side. Yeah, about there. Oh, I should have maybe done it with a ruler, shouldn't I? Let's see what we can do. Not bad. Was that the piece I was after? No, I think I wanted it over halfway. So we have that as the base. All the way down. I'm not inking either. I made a conscious decision not to do that on these. So it's all new. I don't know if you notice how light it is in here today. It's I've taken my curtains down to give them a wash. My craft room gets so dusty, it really does. Not that I couldn't see dust on the top of them, it wasn't that bad, but I have been coughing and sneezing, and you know, I've hoovered and dusted everywhere. So I thought, no, I wonder if it's the bedding gets washed regular. I wonder if there's dust trapped in the curtains. So I mean, they're not the curtains that are staying up here. She says a year later. They're not. When I get round to it, I'm having vertical blinds, but I think I said to you before, there's lots of things in the house need doing before my craft room. So what I've got is an old pair of curtains from an old, not the house we were in last, or the one before that. So I was lucky I kept them, really. The other half of that, do you think? And then something down the middle, all that down the middle. I think I'll go with that down there, because it only needs a little bit of an accent of something then. So yeah, they're and you're going to have a tour soon, aren't you? I said I will, so I will. You'll see them then. But yeah, they're not colour coordinated. Not that I've not really got colour in here at the minute. I am having colour. All I did when we came in was 3 coats? Yeah, I think 3 coats of white emulsion. And it looks clean, and it did lighten it up and looked clean enough. But if I look really close, especially when the sun's really bright, I can see that it's still not, well, it is white, but I can still see the cream, some kind of cream. Yeah, on corners and things. It takes a lot to get something white that's been yellow for years, doesn't it? But it's not staying white, but I'm having it like a white colour. So like, well, I don't know if you'll know them or not. Maybe a bit of this. That's nice, isn't it? They do colours like daffodil white and bluebell white, and I can't think of them all now. I don't know, corn white, that sort of thing. I don't know the actual colours. Lavender white. And they are practically white with just a real sort of faint hint of. So I'm going to have something like that. So it's not quite white, but, you know, still that bright. Don't like that bit on the top, but I do like that down there. Yeah, get rid of the rubbish. And yeah, if I do end up using the entire tag, the whole size of the tag, you know, I can put a nice label or embellishment or lost my glue, some such thing up there. So yeah, that's just a 3-piece, which is quite nice and easy to do. I'll keep mixing it up, so I'll do a pretty pieced one next. Don't know how many I'll get done with you, but it is my aim to get, well, to get 8. 8 is my aim. Whether I'll get 8 done with you, I doubt very much, but I might. What did I do with it? I need a place to keep them, don't I? To dry. Come here. Put them there. Piece of card. Let's try try and stay tidy. Well, I love this. Let's do one with a piece of this on it then. So this is the embossed paper. I think that would be quite nice over there. I'm really digging the music at the minute. So I'm wondering if to, let me just completely cover this one in music and then have a play. I can reach my music book should I need a page out. It might be that the theme of them is all music in the background somewhere. Yeah, and I think more often I'm going to do, you know, something similar to this, some blanks that are pretty. But then when, you know, when I've got a project like this, I can just pull them out and decorate them to go with the project. That was quite, trying to think which side I wanted it. There, somewhere there. I know that's a little bit wasteful, but I want it as pretty as can be. Right, do we think I can just tear that off? Shall I give it a minute? Shall I do that to another one and just give that a minute? Do that with a piece of this. Yeah, very nearly. Let's put something underneath to start with. Yeah, let's do a strip of that underneath. So these little papers came from Tanya as well. I think she got them in one of her lovely packs of a long time. I've had them a long time. She sent me quite a few and I've used them. I'm nearly through them all now. So yeah, they'll be from either Tapeology or, yeah, I think probably Tapeology. So they go a long way, the packs, when you get them, obviously. Oopsie, stand up. My room is now very full of glue smell, but I don't mind. Why up are we going that way? Yeah, I don't quite want all that. I'm going to glue this, it just seems easier. Don't want all the white on the top of the paper. Yep, so Neil's downstairs having a cup of coffee and I think he's reading the papers on his phone, his first chance he's had, because we've been out for our coffee and I've got my tablets, my prescription, and because he's going to work again in a couple of days, so trying to get organised before he leaves me again. And like I say, he's painted a few little bits and pieces for me, so he's sitting downstairs with the papers. And Mr. S, do you know where he is? Yeah, well, he has been coming in a lot these last couple of days, and I think he thinks winter's coming because he's been eating a lot for the first time in a long time. Yeah, I haven't gone through any more cat food because that's the one I was doing. Yeah, he used to ask for food and then leave it, so it's just that I'm not throwing it away now, he's actually eating it. I've worked out that it has to have something different, so different, not just a different flavour, but a completely different food. Only certain ones still, but a completely different food every day. I suppose we do, don't we? We wouldn't be very pleased if we had, you know, ham and tomato sandwiches every day for tea, or, you know. I suppose that depends on the person. Now, to be honest, if I like something, I could eat it every day for a long time. But I'm the only person I know like that. You know, Neil wouldn't want the same sandwiches 2 days running, or the same cooked meal 2 days running, or anyone else, you know, that I know, mum, my sister. So I suppose he's just like them rather than me. I keep losing the one I've made. Right, put all your bits over there. paper bits, that's it. Paper bits that way. You can go in the bin. Okay, now I was going to do this one, wasn't I? And this kind of is going to be partly the focal. I think I'll do one of my... What I'll do, I don't know if I'm going to keep it like that, because sometimes I think it looks like a pocket and it's not. Maybe if I don't do that shape, it won't look like a pocket. Yeah, that's a good idea, Denise. If you come in there a little bit, that's it. Once or twice I've put them down and thought, well, it's looking a bit nibbled there. It looks like a pocket and it's not. People will be trying to get in it. See if I can make that a bit more hit and miss. Is that better? Well, there is a lot of nibbling going on. Yeah. It's like a teardrop now. I do not want to ink it. So I'm thinking maybe something else behind. So it's obvious it's stuck on something. That's pretty, isn't it? Again, I don't want to ink it, and I've got white bits there. I quite like that. Quite like it. So it's one of those things that's just fun, to be fair. You know, if I end up not using them, which is very unlikely, but, you know, if they're going stash and I don't use them for a while, if I don't choose them straight away, it's definitely fun sitting here playing with these bits of paper. Which is all I'm in it for. Fun is what I'm all about. I love making the journals and selling them and sharing them. But that's not what it's about for me. It's about sitting here and enjoying what I do. Which is why I don't make them to order. I know I had a lady ask me recently. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. But yeah, the very minute that I had to do something, I wouldn't want to. I've just got that. And if you have it really bad, it's called a disorder. I don't know what it is. What is it? Not a defiance disorder, but something like that. You know, the minute I've got to do something, you know, I procrastinate and find a million reasons not to do it. It's bizarre. But it's one of those mental things that, at least I know it about myself. Yeah, now it needs, you know, perhaps shaping, it might need some ink, it definitely needs a label or something, but for a base, it's done and I like it. And I don't know about that one. I think it might need a little bit of something to make it a working base, but that's 3. This one won't take much. What shall we? Did you know you'd put it on that way, Denise? Oh, I don't know if I've got anything here I want on it. Let me just... No, don't. I was so tempted then to bring something else out, and then I saw that and I thought, well, you're supposed to be using what you've got. Gosh, it's hot. Do I want it on the edge? Just in a little bit, maybe. There. Let me just try it the other way and see what I think. If it's... No, I like that at the bottom. And I like that in a bit. But I don't think I want it straight. So I'm quite liking the little bit of white edges that are showing. It's not much different to ink, is it? Because it's, you know, it's like a coloured border. It's just not all the way around. Yeah, that's better. Looks more random. Whew. I've closed the window because it would make the door rattle. Because it's, you know, there's quite a breeze, and gosh, the temperature has really heated up in a short amount of time. How long have I been? 25 minutes? Where was I? About there. Yeah, about there. So it's one of those days that doesn't particularly look hot, although having said that, as I look out the window, yeah, it does look hot. Perhaps it's warmed up. Just see this little piece here. What do we think? I'm going to do it. Might as well use it as put it in the bin. Yeah, there are big long shadows, trees, and the road looks very hot, so, and it's bright. So yeah, maybe it's heated up while I've been sat here. Oh, like it. Oh, I've got sticky finger ends now. Right, let's use these little bits. What have we got? Let's pull these little bits in. Okay, use them or put them in the bin, one or the other, because... Oh, yeah, definitely need to get some glove on my fingers, bear with me. Okay, should we do one of the green ones for a change then? A little bit bigger. Might get some of these smaller bits on. Use some of these bits up as well. Right, so I've got a strip there. Right, let's see if I can cover this. See if it dries too quick, but it will be easy to cover this and then just maybe add a little bit to the papers I'm going to stick on. What was I doing? That one? Yeah, not a lot, just... I might need to put some on the edges when I'm overlapping. Yeah, the trouble is I'm going to get gluey. Just put it down, Denise. I think I am, excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Okay. Could you hear my indecision then? Yeah, I keep sticking to me mat as well. It's not because it's sticky. I think it's because I'm hot. This one's going to be eclectic. I'm planning on putting something a bit bigger in the middle, whether it be a piece of text or... Then next time I'll just be looking for a little bit of something and I'll have put them all on here. But I've got my scrap box. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about going to the edge because I know I've got... I'm going to call that one too small. Oh, don't want to let go of me. Do you have a bit of that on there? Yeah, I'm going to trim them. Maybe a lot, maybe just a little bit, but yeah, I don't need to stress about the edge so much. Oh, you're barely covered in that. Okay, well, what we're going for in the middle then? Oh, a piece of this. We haven't had any of this yet, have we? It's French text. So up there, I think. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I've stuck it down. Don't stick it down, it's not got enough on it. I hope there are no words on it. I wouldn't know. Rude words. Did I say words? There are words on it. I hope there are no rude words on it. Because although I know one or two French words, I couldn't tell you them at that speed. Or did I say up? I did. Yeah, that's kind of put a bit less. Just want a bit of something down here now. What? Something plainish. Oh, there's another nice piece, look. And she goes again, bringing more papers out. Look at that. That's not plainish, is it? That is one of Tanya and Nanine's collab pages, I know that. There, so I've got a nice eclectic small, and again it could be cut in two lengthwise, it could be cut in two widthwise, it could stay whole and have like a tree or some, you know, something big. As the centerpiece. Okay, it's a bit floppy and wet, that one. Glue. Let's do the rest of it. I want to do the rest of these beige ones because I want to use them up. So shall we have some of this way? Ah. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, thank you. So we've been looking at holidays for next year. Not, you know, I mean, we are going to book, not yet, but not to book, but just dipping our toes in. We've been having a look this morning at the Isle of Wight. Anybody? Neil's been as a child and can't remember. I said to him, oh, what it was like. He said, I can't remember. So he must have been quite young. Yeah, anybody? Well, presumably in the UK you might have been from other places, other countries, I don't know, but anybody in the UK been on holiday to the Isle of Wight? Any thoughts on the matter? Okay, so we need something going kind of that way. I'm not liking that. I'm liking that. Yeah, I think that might be it. So sort of a layered. Okay. Whoops. Neil would like to go away again for a few nights because I told him we would somewhere this summer, but I was so distraught at leaving the cat, and the cat was distraught when we picked him up, that I really think it's only fair to, you know, not leave him until he's lived here a good while now. If he gets another winter over. Because I'm sure, sometimes I overthink things, but I'm sure he must have been thinking, oh, I'm being moved on again, kind of thing. You know, because we'd only had him like 8 or 9 months from his original house. So yeah, I want him to, you know, be secure in the fact that this is his forever home. So I don't think we will be. We'll be going for some days out, definitely. Yeah, I've still got some August holidays to come. So sticky, this glue, that's the problem. Is that the bit I liked? No, that's the bit I liked because it's got that sort of cornery. I don't know which bit to... Yeah, do this. Either way, I'm going to have glue hanging over the edge, aren't I? Although only over the sides, not the top. Or maybe only one side if I... Yeah. Put it on straight. I'm going to let that dry before I... Oh, what I've done. Oh, Denise. Was you watching? Did you know? So that's going to have to be backed now. You noodle. I was going so well. I shouldn't have swapped to green, should I? Okay, I'll just put some thin paper on it. Right, let's use this up because it's sitting there. I want the bit lighter side. Don't want that much of it. No, I don't think I do. let's have all those lovely asteristic things showing. And I'm thinking a piece of this lovely green. So where do you need to be? You're going underneath, so about there. Oops, up a little bit. Come on, what's stopping you? It's like somebody had hold of it then. Still have. Who's holding it? Get off. Yep, too short now. Well, like I say, it'll be trimmed. So I'll just put it in the middle. Oh, it's so relaxing. I think I'll have a nap when I've done this. Like nap in front of the telly. I've got jobs to do, but they'll still be waiting for me tomorrow, won't they? We bought a steamer. I love my clothes ironed, and I hate ironing. It's one of those kind of catch-22 situations that I struggle with all the time. I hate ironing, but I do like nice, crisp, clean when I'm going out. And I like Neil to have nice, crisp, clean clothes on when he's going to work. So we bought a steamer. It's quite good. It's a lot easier on your back than ironing, and it's quite... what was I doing on there? It's quite easy to use. I like it. But it's got a small tank. So it soon flies through the the water, because of course I steam with lots of steam as always. So yeah, I've got a bit of that to do, but it won't take 2 minutes. And to be honest, it's a bit warm, isn't it, for steaming? So maybe tomorrow morning before it gets too hot. Before we go out and have our coffee and cake. Who ended up being our lunch today. We didn't get up very early, and yeah, we didn't bother with breakfast. And by the time we'd had it and come in, it was gone 12, so we're classing it as lunch. Okay, let's have a look now how many we've done, because well, I don't know if you're getting bored. If you're getting bored, you'll probably just go, hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, I'm only one off my 8, so I was going to stop and trim them up and what have you, but let's do the 8. Okay, so we need to use that and that and that. Let's put that on now. Let's use some of this because I've had it out for a few things and not used it, and this is the perfect place to use it. It's a little bit shiny on the back. As you can see, it's a calendar with all the William Morris prints on, so I've used a few of them, but I've still got a few to go. Can't see where that blue is and isn't, but I've coffee dyed this one. It was a bit bright and shiny. Oh, over a bit. That's it. No, for my taste. So I coffee dyed it, and it's lovely. So is that going to be the bottom now or the top? I mean, this is... No. Wow. That colour palette doesn't go. This one would. Shall we have that going the other way? Or shall I have some more of that? Oh, big blob of glue under my nail. Come out. Yeah, maybe if we have that and then another pattern on the top, just to break it up a little. Get off. Quite like it up there. Which one did I say? Decisions. Not that one. Maybe that one I said, but no. No. It was this one, wasn't it? Didn't I have some of this somewhere? Yeah. So I'm wondering if... Let's just do a thin strip. So we're using mostly the yellow. Leave that white bit on it as well. And again, if it ends up being cut down, we can just use the top half rather than the bottom half that's just yellow. Or we can cut it into two and then put something else on the bottom half. Wiggle, wiggle. What I have been doing, I've been playing without you. You know I do it now, don't you? I've been using up some, you'll see it soon because I'm going to film it, but I've just had a little play. Some 12 by 12 papers that are white on the back. So I find I mean they're alright for like this, for collaging, but not for much else. So yeah, I was trying to think of something to do with them. And I have done, so all I need to do is get it filmed. And then you can see that. Okay, that's kind of sliding around on it because I put so much on it. Just wondering if to counterbalance it with a little bit down there. No, it's framing it a bit much, isn't it? Are there any little tiny bits? No. No. I mean, these will all go, you know, because I'm not filming anymore. It doesn't mean I'm not doing any more, so I'll use them all. Right, so let's have a look what we ended up with and what needs trimming. And like I say, you'll see these when I'm making them into tags for the... That one barely needs anything. For the journal. That one's trimmed. Let me just move out the way so I can... Do you do that on your desk? I push things and they just fly back at me like, no, there's no room over there, I'm staying over here. Is that the right way up? No, that's the right way up. Love that one, that was the first one we did. I quite like that one. Oh, I like them all, but you know, only do one green one and one the wrong way around. I mean, I could stencil on it or something like that, but I will find some paper just to put on the back of it. Yeah, really enjoyed making them. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Let me know what you do with your bases. Do you do this? Do you make bases up and leave them, or do you always make your tags themed? Okay, I will go and have a nice cup of tea and put my feet up and have a chat to Neil. I hope you have a lovely afternoon too, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.